Hello all, and welcome back to my channel, Drunk Crafts with Paige. I am Paige, and this week I am still drinking the wedding cider. I told you guys I was going to be drinking it for a long time. I don't think I've been shy about how much I've enjoyed our different stitching projects. We did a triple canvas embroidery that I love, and I did this little cross-stitch cat. He was my first cross-stitch project. And it's not a new technique, but I have seen people using different embroideries on clothing, on jeans, on t-shirts, backpacks, really anything. And my hilarious husband, I think he's hilarious, has said several things that I've wished that I could jot down or turn into some kind of keepsake. So this week we are going to be stitching one of his quotes onto a piece of clothing for the first time. So fingers crossed this turns out well. If you guys would like to join me for this journey, please continue watching. I bought this plain green t-shirt for us to use, and I also got a brand new embroidery hoop to help stretch out the fabric and to keep everything in place. So I guess our first steps are going to be putting this hoop on and stretching out the fabric and sketching out our design for the stitching. Here is our t-shirt. I did my best to try to lay it out nice and flat and centered because I want this stitching to go right in the center. So I'm going to be taking the smaller of the embroidery hoops and putting it in the middle of the shirt. You don't want to put it through both sides or else you're going to be stitching through both sides. And I'm going to do my very best to try to keep that centered. I think that looks centered. And then we're going to take our bigger hoop, press down, and then I'm going to tighten it. So now we've got the very center of our shirt in the embroidery hoop. Now I'm just going to take a pencil and do my very best to outline the quote that I want to put on here. I would suggest actually if you had like chalk or a white colored pencil or something that would show up better on a darker colored shirt. I would suggest that. Maybe I can find one somewhere around here so it shows up a little brighter. But I'm basically just going to be writing out the outline of what I want to stitch. As I began writing out the outline for our letters, I used a yellow colored pencil. I found one and it seemed to show up pretty decently, but the fabric was very difficult to write on. Obviously, it stretched and moved and is not a good representation of how I actually want the letters to go. So this may be a bold move, but I'm gonna try to freehand it. And I've got some white thread, and I've got an embroidery needle. This is slightly thicker than a standard needle. And we're just gonna go ahead and try to start stitching. Our t-shirt is done, and I realized I didn't actually tell you guys what I was stitching on here, and it is the words, "Good ranch makes the world go round." And for any of you who feel like I went a little bit too fast and want to learn how to actually backstitch, feel free to refer to my canvas embroidery video in which I'm a little bit more detailed about how I actually go about backstitching. Like I said earlier, when I tried to do the outline for the words, the yellow colored pencil was very difficult to use. The fabric was too stretchy, and so I would definitely recommend using chalk. I, however, do not have any chalk. So yes, I did end up freehanding all of this, and the result, you can definitely tell. I know this is the first time that I've ever stitched anything onto clothing, especially a t-shirt, and without the outline, the whole thing is kind of a little wonky looking and not straight. It's a little bit crooked, so it kind of gives the vibe that a kindergartner wrote it, which I am totally okay with. I actually find this t-shirt hilarious and messy, and I love it. So here's our final product. I just put it right in the center. And I did, after taking it out of the hoop, I had to dampen it and run it through my dryer for a little bit because it was very stretched out from being in the hoop while stitching. So here are some up close shots at how our t-shirt turned out. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we're going to definitely have to embroider on some other pieces of clothing soon because I definitely have room to improve. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. All of my social media accounts are linked down in the description box below. They're called Drunk Crafts with Paige on both Facebook and Instagram, and my PayPal is also linked below if you feel like contributing to the channel. I'll see you guys all for the next video. Cheers!